Welcome back to the Limelight Podcast. This song is Bulletproof by Jules Marie.
I can't find out, but I'm trying. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm fighting. Rest in peace of my youth, my peace and my truth. I bleed, I bruise, I'm not bulletproof. I find myself looking for the answers or some proof. I know I can be strong enough, some more to make it through. And I've been looking up, down, left, right, all around and straight back through all the pain in my life. You would never know if you looked in my eyes. I got a big smile, it's easy to hide.
So you just got done listening to Bulletproof by Jules Marie, and she joined us on the podcast today. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Philly native.
Doing good.
You know? There's a lot of Philly people coming on this show. Phantoms, Midfield. You're friends with Midfield, right? All that stuff?
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
PJ go way back. We went to high school together, so we have quite some history there. And Phantoms, they're really good. I heard their stuff about a year or two ago. The Philly scene is crazy. We have crazy musicians, a lot of really awesome venues, good food. So yeah, Philly's awesome.
Good people. I mean, I think the underdog mentality even affects every industry in Philly, especially with musicians, because like your music is fantastic. You know, and every band that I usually hear from Philly just really hits hard with the tunes that they put out. So it's kind of cool. So how did you start getting into music? Like, because you said off the record that you and PJ were in choir together and stuff. That's when your
Yeah.
career started taking off, you know?
Yeah, so I was in music pretty much my whole life. I remember being a kid, and I was always the kid who would never stop singing. I would get pretty annoying sometimes, especially in settings where, singing wasn't exactly welcome. But I was always the kid who was singing. I was in every school choir. When I got into high school, we took it a little seriously, and, there was about 5 or 6 different choir groups, and I was in every single one. And yeah, I had some really awesome opportunities through that. I ended up going to college for music, so I studied music for about a year. And then I just decided that college wasn't the route for me. I quit music for a little bit, but I know, right? No, well, spoiler alert, I didn't. I
Right,
came
you're
back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I quit music for a little bit, and then it always stuck with me. I would either be writing or singing, or I'd be going to karaoke nights, and people would come up to me and be like, why aren't you pursuing this? Like, please pursue this. And so it just became something that I kind of had to do, and it was a passion I always had. So yeah.
It's a good marketing scheme for a future idea. Just like disappear and be like, where the fuck is Jules? No way. She quit. I heard she quit music, dude. And then just come out of nowhere with a fucking full-length album. Concept.
Whole album? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go into hiding for a year, and I'll work on the album, and then come back.
So I think what's really cool about you, like going through your discography and stuff, because obviously we kind of got in touch. I think you and George messaged each other about setting something up, but of course, like George hit me up and he said, "Wow, this Jules Marie chick, she's really awesome. You got to check her out." So of course, got to do my due diligence. But I think what's really interesting is you're kind of like genreless in a way. Would you agree?
Yes.
Very diverse.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, I had a couple articles written about me, and one of them, they called me genre defying, and that's my new favorite term. Genre defying. Yeah, because I don't really stick to one genre. I was influenced growing up by all different genres, and I think it puts you in a box if you stick to one. And not that you can't do great in one area, but if you have a passion for different types of music, like, why not release different types of things,
Mm-hmm.
So when you were doing Bulletproof, was there specifically, once you obviously wrote the song, you had the skeletons of the song, was there a direction you wanted it to take, or when you write, does it naturally just go the direction it goes the entire time?
Pretty much the second option there. So yeah, I kind of don't really have anything set in my head. I mean, obviously, the skeleton is the skeleton. So, normally when I'm starting a song, it's coming from a beat that's been made by one of my friends. His name's Jared Stong. He goes by Pimp Fried Rice. He's pretty cool.
Pimp Fried Rice, I like that.
Killer name.
It's original.
Yeah. It's super awesome. He's great. But anytime, I'm starting a song, he's a rapper and a producer. So most of his beats are, hip hop, R&B kind of oriented. So, whenever he gives me something, he kind of laughs because I take something and I turn it into something completely different than what he had in mind when he made the beat or when he made, whatever he's making. So it's been really cool. And he kind of does the same thing where like we'll sit down and we're kind of going into like the punk rock element now lately, like because he's been learning how to play guitar a little better. So he'll just start doing riffs and kind of start something completely new, and it'll change. But yeah, normally it has a little bit of a vibe of a genre, but it's whatever comes out pretty much.
Who was your inspiration growing up musically? For artists that you really looked up to?
Such a hard question. A lot of them. There's so many. I mean, classic stuff like Frank Sinatra, and then also, the kind of mainstream like Alicia Keys. I remember watching American Idol when I was really little, and Kelly Clarkson had won that year. And after that, Kelly Clarkson was kind of like the ideal story, you get on American Idol and you kind of like get to do your dream, but then she kind of kept up with it afterwards, and she's released like albums and albums of music, and she kind of does the same thing where her style isn't all like, she kind of has the country thing, but then she has the pop thing, and she has some harder rock stuff, and just her voice is really strong. And so anyone who has a lot of soul when they're singing, anything I can really feel, and when I'm listening to it, that's kind of what I've always leaned towards.
Yeah, especially when she was the first American Idol winner in general. I mean, that was a huge, victory for her, because that show carried on for years after that. And it kind of died down because it was a little toxic, making fun of like these kind of really, not professional singers. And it's like, oh, it's kind of fucked up. But, now we have The Voice.
They did bring it back, though. They brought it back. And actually, these last couple seasons I've been watching again, and they kind of restarted it. So it was like season 1 again, and then season 2 and season 3.
That's a no
and
for me,
they've
dog.
been pretty good.
I can't watch that.
No, it's been pretty good. Randy, okay, whatever.
It's good. It's
No,
good.
it's
And I
good,
like The
though.
Voice. I do like The Voice.
I don't like The Voice. I'm an anti-voice.
Have you heard of Matthew Schuler by any chance?
Yeah. Okay, so there are good voices that come out of it.
Right.
There are.
But I don't like the show's concept really
Right.
at all, and it's not really that fun for me to watch. Like especially when they get into the battle rounds, like it's kind of just.
Yeah, he turned his hat around like he was Ash Ketchum, like about to like fight this guy in like a ring with his vocals. I was like, "Go Schuler, go!"
They're literally in a boxing ring, like. That's
Yeah,
literally-
right. It's such a weird concept. And Carson Daly, our TRL like fucking godfather, is hosting it, which was also just out of left
Your
field. in general.
godfather. That's your
No.
godfather.
I wish he was. He's probably my dad.
Of all
Honestly, he just
the
doesn't know. I just remember growing up on
You're
TRL. That's it. And he was on my, everyday TV channel, like when I came home from school, watching emo music videos and shit. You know what I mean?
Because that was the only place to really get it back then. Like it was MTV and TRL and like all of that, like VH1, like that was what you watched.
Yeah, it's true. When you book for shows, where do you usually play out?
All kinds of different places, and that's actually something I'm trying to work on. So I'm self-managed, so I book all my shows myself. So it's kind of basically whatever gets put in my lap, and then whatever venues I can kind of find. I also didn't really have anything consistent as far as like a band to play with. Right now I have my same buddy Jared who produces all my stuff. He is going to be playing guitar for me, but I don't really have a set band. So it's kind of hard to book like bigger venues unless I'm maybe opening or doing something like that. But yeah, so, anywhere around Philly pretty much. But I've done, so far I've done things like I have a show coming up this Saturday. I have 2 of them actually in the same day, so that'll be interesting.
That's
But I'm playing a winery.
Yes.
It'll be
awesome.
fingers crossed. I'm playing a winery during the day. And then at night, I'm playing the Trum Tavern, which is in Trumbowersville. And that I'm really excited for because that's my first time there. And that's my first time we're doing a door cover. So it's exciting.
No,
Pressure.
no
Yeah.
pressure. No,
No pressure.
That'll be
Gotta
awesome.
make the bar money.
Yeah,
Make me money,
exactly.
hopefully. Yeah.
So like, do do you enjoy the self-management route? Like, are you just have you done that because you had a bad experience in the past, or maybe not even a bad experience, but you saw that you could do it better yourself, or is it kind of like you've always been the DIY kind of person? What's the route?
Yeah, I think it's more the DIY thing. It's not that I don't really trust other people, but I just it's not that either that I'm a control freak either, but I like to have kind of self-reliance when it comes to that stuff. Like, I like to know that I'm the one doing the stuff, and I feel like if I'm on the front lines, like, I know how everything's working, you know. And that way, nothing shady can go on, nothing, bad can happen. Because I have seen, nothing personally, but I have seen other people who, hired a manager and then it got taken in a route they didn't want. I think maybe eventually down the line when I scale up a little bigger, then maybe it can be something that I look into. But it's definitely going to have to be someone that I trust and someone that has the same vision and isn't going to kind of do things cut corners or anything like that.
Where do you usually pull inspiration from when you're writing your material? Because you are a solo artist in a sense.
I know the answer to this one everywhere.
Yes and no. It's mostly, honestly, life concepts. So it's not as much necessarily my personal life and things that I've gone through, but I kind of like to look at humanity as a whole when I'm writing. So, things that maybe I think everyone should know, or things that I think everyone should, either they have felt or they should, feel about certain things. Because I think there's like some core values that we as humans all have. And then, also pain and feelings that we all have as humans. So I think, just kind of looking at it as a broader thing instead of trying to make it more personal. With my last release, I did kind of dig a little deeper and just talk about me, myself, and like my personal experiences. But even in that song, I still reflected it like on everyone, because I want it to be, when you're listening to my music, that everyone can relate to it. Like, it's not just like a certain niche of people that can kind of feel the same thing. It's literally like we are humanity, and that's kind of my message.
Being from Philly, so we all love cheesesteaks. That's just our thing that we actually have to do.
No.
Like,
I know what question is coming. Uh-oh.
Where do you get your best cheesesteak? Where do you get it from?
Okay, Jim's.
So
not.
I love Jim's. That's a great answer.
Pat's.
See, Jim's is so clutch, especially like after a show at like the TLA, or you're down on South Street. Like, it's just, you're drunk, you're stumbling down the street. Like, it's just like the perfect spot. It is. It just
and I
does.
think Pat's and Geno's are super overrated, and they've become really touristy. Not that they're not good, because they both are. And I think they're kind of equal. Like, if you have to pick Pat's or Geno's, like, either one.
It's a staple. You have to go experience it once.
Gotta go take your picture there, but if you want something like really bomb, like, go to Jim's.
Absolutely, Jim's.
The correct answer is D'Alessandro's, though. Can we all agree?
See, that's like, there's so many. Like, as long as you're in Philly when you're getting a cheesesteak, it's great. I will tell you how many times I get pissed off around the country when I'm getting a cheesesteak and it says Philly steak. And I sit there and I'm like, this is not a Philly steak. I don't know what you're trying to do here. This is not.
It's false advertisement. No. You're basically lying. Like, you can't do that. Just say it's
a ripoff.
Right.
And it's always weird too. Like, they don't do it the same. Like, it's not even remotely close either.
I don't know if it's the bread or the whiz or the meat or what's different, but there is just something different about having a cheesesteak in Philly that it's just unmatched.
Maybe they pass around like some kind of secret grease and they just lather it on there. And
they pass it back.
Here, that's a band name waiting to happen. Maybe you can be Jules Marie in Secret Grease.
Wow. I like that.
Secret Grease. I like that. I gotta find some greasy band members. I gotta get a lot of grease.
Push for
hit up midfield. No, I'm just kidding. I love those guys.
I'm gonna tell him you said that, even if you don't put this in there.
I am, and I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna send it to him in our group chat.
Sweet.
Those are some greasy Philly boys. Nah. I love those guys so much. Where's a couple places you would like to travel to perform at?
Never been to California. Love to go there. I've never been to Texas. I would love to go there. Obviously, Nashville. Nashville's been on my bucket list for so long, and I have no idea why I haven't gone. It's like a $40 plane ticket, especially during COVID times. It was like a $40 plane ticket and then just find somewhere to stay. And I have so many friends that have moved down there and that are like, you know, building their lives down there. Musician friends, and then just, you know, people who just like to live in the South. So yeah, that's definitely a big one. And then I actually just got my passport and I will be going to Ireland next year.
Wow.
Hey, it's amazing.
Europe is on the list. Like, I want to hit all of the UK. I'd love to go to France because I took French in high school, and that was like my little heart like loves that. And Canada too. Whenever Canada lets us back in, I want to go up there.
Canada's
So-
gorgeous.
Is it? I wouldn't know.
You gotta go
We're
to
in
Toronto.
Where in Ireland are you staying at?
It's what is it called? It starts with an M. Mallow.
Is that the west or the east?
South.
South. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you get a chance, definitely go to Galway. Spend your time in Galway. Galway is the best place.
Beautiful. Is it so beautiful?
Oh, it's amazing.
Ed Sheeran wrote a song. I could be his Galway girl. Or Galway.
Exactly. Maybe it's destiny.
Maybe.
They
Yeah.
get married, I'm pretty sure.
That's a great honeymoon, Zach. That's a great honeymoon for you and your wife.
It was great.
Yeah, go there. Take pictures, please.
Yeah. Go, bring me with you. I'll be a third wheel. I'll just hang out by myself. I'll wear this
Listen,
Calvin
Yeah,
Klein
I'll
hoodie.
pack you in the suitcase and I'll just like leave. And then get back in your suitcase and we have to fly back.
If you had to play a dream show or tour with some of your favorite artists that you listen to now, or you know, like Kelly Clarkson, like you've listened to since you were a kid, like who would that lineup be of artists?
I want to do a show with MGK really bad.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah, he's killing it right now.
Because a
His
lot of
album just
people
went platinum.
compare me, dude. Yeah, he's like, and I love that he's bringing back like all of the punk stuff to the mainstream, and he's mixing it in with stuff like, you know, his kind of hip hop rap spin on it. Because it's just opening so many people back up to that kind of music. And then also he's got the Travis Barker stuff, which is super awesome. But yeah, so a lot of people have compared me to Halsey. So Halsey also, MGK, Adele. I just want to sing with Adele because other people have also compared me to Adele, and I think she's absolutely like an amazing human being, and then just, you know, voice is amazing. Yeah, there's more. There's so many more, but those are like the top ones that come to my head. Oh, actually, Lady Antebellum. I saw them in concert, and yes, they're country, and like I haven't really done it much of country yet, but oh my God, I saw them live, and it was one of those things where I didn't know I was going to be front row until I got there, and my friend was like, yeah, we have general admission tickets. It was like my friend had invited me, and I had never been to a real concert like that, and it was at the Wells Fargo Center. I think it was the Wachovia Center still back then. But oh my goodness, front stage, like almost got handed the guitar pick. Like it was just, so yeah, I love them, and I've always loved their music. So that'd be a little quado. It's not a trio. It's a quartet.
Exactly. And the final question. What do you plan on for future releases with your music? Are you looking into writing more singles like Bulletproof, or is there an album in the works that we could be seeing?
There is both. So there is an album in the works. It's going to probably take a while. I thought it was going to come out within the next 6 months, and then I just realized that I really want it to be cohesive. I want there to be a story that you kind of follow through it. Right now I have enough songs that if I just slap them all together, I could make an album. But it would just be like best of Jules Marie so far. And I want it to be something that it's got a lot of artistry to it, and it's, you know, really like musicianship through and through, and I want to get a lot of good collaborations onto it. So for that reason, it'll probably be within the next year. Singles wise though, within the next month, I'll be announcing another single coming out soon. It's going to be called Make It Up to Me, though. Spoiler alert. No one knows that. Ta-da.
Let's go. They're about to know it this week.
Yeah, they will now.
Yeah.
So it's called Make It Up to Me. So that'll be within the next month. And then just a bunch of other singles that I've been kind of sitting on that I'm ready to release. But yeah, good stuff.
And for the listeners who are tuning in and they're not watching us on YouTube, how do they find you on social media?
So I am on YouTube. Jules Marie Music is pretty much where you can find me everywhere. It's either Jules Marie or Jules Marie Music. So Instagram, Jules Marie Music, Spotify and iTunes and all platforms, it's just Jules Marie. Facebook is Jules Marie. I'm on Twitter, the Jules Marie. So it's capital
The one.
I'm the one because Jules Marie Music was taken, and so it's
Aw.
fine. So, and I am on TikTok, Jules Marie Music. I'm on LinkedIn if you're trying to.
There we go.
Yeah. That's
Jules
awesome.
Marie.
Thank you for coming on. We really look forward to more releases from you in the near future, and I'll definitely have to come to a show and we'll have to fucking hang for a bit and drink some lagers. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Drink some lagers.
Drink some lagers.